Hey guys, it's Cameron here with Emerson Property Management, House Buyers. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I learned, things about me build up a sizable warrant portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today I want to talk about a question I got from an individual who reached out, downloaded our assignment contract and the example TREC contract. I have a video. If you guys don't know what that is video 29. You can see it up here or here, whichever side it's on. You can download that for free. Just send me an email. I'll shoot it over to you. It's what we use. Some of that is dated. It was all done by hand back then. But I had a couple good questions, and I think this is going to come up several times, and it's regarding the security deposits. So I'm just going to talk through the security deposit, what it is, how much we typically, a standard we use, and then how you can lose that, etc. Just so you guys know when you're filling out these contracts, kind of where you're at. So again, I am not an attorney, do not play one on the internet. So I'll just tell you what we do and my understanding of the security deposits and what we've used them for when we've been filling out contracts. So the security deposit, what is it? Security deposit is basically good faith, right? So we typically use about $1,000. Sometimes it's $500 if it's a cheaper property. Sometimes it's $1,000. The standard rule that people use is 1% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a $200,000 property, typically they'll have $2,000 in earnest money. Then they'll do 1% of that will be your option period. I'll get an option if we need to. If you guys have more questions, just submit it below, and I'll talk about the option period if you need that. But just want to focus on the security deposit right now. So why do we usually just do $1,000? Well, typically you can get away with, and I say get away with, I shouldn't use that term. Whatever relationship you have with the seller is usually what you can put on a security deposit. So, and what I mean that by is if the security deposit is low, that might tell your seller, if you don't have a good rapport or they don't, maybe they're a little uneasy about this whole transaction, that would tell them that you don't have a lot of money invested in the deal. So sometimes if you guys have been beat out on the contracts, I know it's happened to me before, somebody comes in and says, I'm going to do a $10,000 or $20,000 earnest money. Well, really all that's saying is in the allotted time, the option or period, which is usually 10 to 15 days. You guys can write that on there any time you want. After that, you lose the security deposit. So, or some states it's the inspection period. In Texas, it's called the option period, where you have you pay the option fee and you have the option to do inspections, see the house, do other due diligence that you might need to do to determine and verify that what the seller has said and providing you is accurate or is fitting your portfolio. Some investors will go out there and they'll put dozens of offers out. They might put 10, 20 offers a day out, and then they get, say 2 or 3 accepted, and they might come back on the same day. So they have all these offers, and they'll say, some of them might not be able to close on all of them. So they'll cancel the contract within the option period, and they'll get their earnest money back. The only money they lose is the option money. So if it's 10, 15 days, whatever it is, we typically do a 10-day option period. If you determine that I like deal A better than deal B, then you can cancel deal B as long as you're in the option period. No harm, no foul. Unless something else is written in the contract or something else comes up, then you're typically good. I have not run into any scenarios where we've actually had to cancel a contract. Thankfully, keep my fingers crossed, we've always fulfilled our contracts. We try to do that, which is another reason why you guys might be asking, how much does the security deposit need to be? Again, we have a pretty good rapport with our sellers. We're typically the ones that are doing the end buying. We don't wholesale many deals. So we, having good faith, can say $500 used to be our old one. Now we just round it up to $1,000. We do everything at $1,000. If the seller is a little, uneasy, like I said before, you can put forth and say, hey guys, we'll do $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, especially if we know we're going to do the deal. and then we have the next 10 or 15 days, whatever the option period or inspection period is, to do that due diligence. The deposit money will go to the escrow agent. We do everything legally through title. So you find your escrow agent, an investor-friendly escrow agent. They'll have the security deposit. They'll take, you can take a picture of it. Some people will want to see it immediately. Take a picture of it, send it to the seller, let them know, hey, here's your money. Title will also let them know once they've received that. Title will hold that until basically you say, we're closing. Maybe you close sooner than 10 days. And they'll apply that, if you check the right box, they'll apply that to the purchase price, right? So that'll count towards your purchase price. You can also check the box that it doesn't. We always do it as it's a good faith estimate, or excuse me, it's saying that we're putting good faith in the property, right? We're saying that we're going to actually close on it, and we want to put some money in that. So if you don't, for whatever reason, we've always signed a release of earnest money, which means we have to sign it. We say, hey, we're not going to do this. Again, we haven't had to do this. We've had to do release of earnest money, but it's been on something else. And they'll say, you sell it, or the seller signs it, the buyer signs it, and the title company will cut that check to you. That has been our experience with it. My experience in buying these. Again, I guess to kind of summarize, the security deposit can be anything. It can be zero, right? I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, or from my understanding, it doesn't have to be anything. The option period, you have to get, for whatever reason, do your inspections within that option period, that 10 to 15 days, whatever you designate as the option period, and you can get that security deposit back. The security deposit's held at title, or they will add it to the purchase price, i.e. give it to the seller, or cut it back to you. And if, like I said, if you cancel that within the allotted time. We typically just go with a standard 1,000, like I said. That makes contracts really easy. That makes checks to the title company real easy. We have those readily available. Just pencil whip them and send it over. I don't have many experiences trying to get security deposits back. Like I said, one time it was on another deal, or it wasn't our deal that we were purchasing. It was on actually another wholesaler's deal that we were going through. So I hope that answers your questions. If that did, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. But yeah, the security deposit, guys, if you have a good relationship, you shouldn't have to worry much about the security deposit. If they're dull or if they're timid, you can always bump that up as long as you make sure you get your inspections and everything done in that 10, 15 days. Because if you don't, then you're going to be in a battle about getting the security deposit back, and that could create some havoc, or wreak some havoc, right? So that was it, guys. Security deposit, what it is, how you get it back, what it basically means. And if you have any other questions, just comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I know you guys, I get a lot of emails about various questions, and I try to answer them like this because I know you're not the only one that has that question. I've answered this before, which is why I started to answer back, and I thought I'll just make this a video. So again, let me know if that was valuable, if that answered your questions, and please don't be shy. Ask. If you are shy, send me an email, but comment below because, like I said, somebody's probably got the same question. Thanks, guys. See you next week.